We good? Okay, so I finally figured out what happened to Elgato. It had some kind of update, and when it updated, it switched off my stream command. It upped the graphics on the PS4, like on the PS4 feed. Um, I went back into the settings, enabled the stream command again, and then it told me my computer's too slow to run the stream command, and I'm like, that's weird because it used to work fine. I got the camera back on, but the camera was on a frozen image, it wouldn't actually record. So I went back into the PS4 settings and put them back down to standard rather than HD 1080, and then the camera started working again. So it just buggered everything up. It updated itself and decided to just change all the settings, and then I couldn't figure out how to change them back. But we've got it now, so I've got my camera back, and things are working, so cool beans. Right, so we'll carry on with Sherlock Holmes, shall we? The Kew Gardens drama. I keep forgetting that I've done that, and then I turn it back on and I'm just faced with this lady. Right, I don't have... It's been quite a while since I last played this, actually. I've been busy with a whole bunch of other stuff, and I've completely forgotten what the actual thing is. An unusual theft has taken place at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. Holmes's investigation reveals a somber trail of deceit. Okie dokie. Sorry, replying to a text. Right. So, we need to go to Kew Gardens. Does Holmes get anything to say?
Well,
Watson even?
I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours.
Oh yeah, what was he doing? He was doing something weird again, but I don't actually remember what it was. Where's Toby? There he is.
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
Oh dear, he ate Watson's work. Oh well. We had any letters in? We have. Lady Brackenstall's confession. Dear Mr. Holmes, I finally found the courage to write you a letter. I can scarcely find the words to express my gratitude for your kindness. On that terrible day, I believed my life to be ruined, but at the same time, I realised there to be one person in the world who truly loved me and who I loved in return. You mean the girl! What's her face? His name we both know. No, you don't. You mean your what is she called? Your assistant, handmaiden, lady in waiting. I don't know. Her. He is Captain Jack Crocker. His love has given me true reason to live. Even if we cannot be together in the end, none of this could have happened without you, Mr. Holmes. Yours sincerely, Mary Brackenstall. Right. I don't know if I was supposed to examine that for letters in the past too, but maybe not. I don't know, because I got them wrong, didn't I? What did the first one say then? Because I got it wrong.
My post.
Oh, it was just a newspaper article. Because there's a trophy for getting letters from people from the cases, but you maybe don't get them if you completely fuck it up like I did. I might have to replay the game and not make such a big mess of it next time.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
This is pretty. I've never been to Kew Gardens, actually. In my 3 trips to London, I've never visited Kew Gardens. Right.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer.
Sigmund Freud, what is he doing here?
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
No,
I'm
we're
afraid
here
that
to
it cannot
solve
wait.
crime.
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
This is my boyfriend,
We are
Watson.
investigating
We
the
are
theft of
Johnlock.
plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
Trying to get a cushion to put behind my back. I'm trying to
A
get
small
comfy.
favour for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Freud.
Martin Hamish.
Or him.
I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert.
That fellow yonder.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
I bet Miss White did it. Calling it now. I'm calling it because I've been so good at that throughout this game.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director...
Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, this seems like a bit of a...
He died here just 2 days ago.
like, it's not macabre enough for Sherlock. Everybody else has been getting murdered, and now it's just like, someone nicked some plants.
He was my father.
Oh.
Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died.
Sherlock's like, I'm going to interrogate you, though.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible.
My diagnosis is murder.
But I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
The, Sigmund Freud guy doesn't seem particularly concerned about the fact that his boss just died, like, 2 days ago, and that this guy, he's like, oh, he's got nothing else to do. It's like, yeah, but because his dad just died. You don't seem to be particularly concerned about this. I don't recognise any of those.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
My heating's just kicked in, and it's quite loud, so I apologise if you can hear it. I try not to record when the heating's on, but I haven't had much chance recently.
Do not touch.
Aye, somebody definitely listened to that. They heeded that warning.
The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
Plants in the east in the land of the rising sun. There is a house in New Orleans. It's called the Rising Sun. Why is my TV
According to
flickering?
Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
My neighbours are also watching the football, and I can hear the teenage son, like, yelling so loud, like, come on, man, you! And I'm like, can you shut the fuck up? I don't care about your fucking football game. Be quiet. Anyway.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
Like, I'm trying to record important investigations, and your football game is interrupting me. Right, footprints. Thin black tracks. Large black tracks, so we're thinking 2 different sets of feet.
In some places.
Oh, are we not thinking 2 different sets of feet?
These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though
Someone was dragging their feet.
the footprints reveal that someone stabbed.
Ah, it was maybe Montague then. He was stumbling because he'd been, like, stabbed, or, well, because he was having a heart attack. Oh, look. What's that?
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
Oh.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
So maybe he knocked it on his way through. Door's taking a beating.
The door was smashed at shoulder height.
Did he ram it with his shoulder?
This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Broken what?
The esconsson.
The
was
what?
breached near the handle. The door
Never
was
heard that
forced
word
from
before in
the
my life.
inside of the colonial collection room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the colonial collection.
Why though would someone bash the door, replace the handle, and not do anything about the big fucking dent in it?
This sign is broken.
Something heavy
heavy was dropped upon it.
Did I click that already? I don't remember. I think it was when I was talking about football, wasn't it?
These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
Oh, he's there. I was gonna see where is he?
Blood. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound.
I don't know where these doors go. I hate when I don't know which way to go in a game. So there was a whole big argument the other day about, like, pathfinding in games and, like, whether the game should direct you to where you need to go or whether you should explore. And I think there's, like, benefits to both. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with not having anything to signal where you're meant to go in a game. But I also can for exploring purposes, but I also, it's really annoying when you're running around for ages and you don't actually get, you're running around examining things thinking it might help you, you might be going the right way, it turns out you're going the wrong way and you've just been running into rooms that mean nothing. And yes, I'm talking about The Last of Us.
They have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
I clicked that again because I didn't actually read it.
Dry tropics.
What's that? Why is there a big cable? Is it just the lights? I mean, we've got light bulbs. We're in electricity times. Right, where are we now? Cactus Land.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes.
I'm also stressed because I'm supposed to have like an Amazon delivery coming today, and it's supposed to arrive at some point while I'm recording. I don't like that. It's gonna ruin my record.
Not from Kew Gardens.
So what we got? Examine them. So search archives for the plants and the symbol. I can do that. I don't know where I'm going. I'm getting lost.
Dry tropics.
Okay, we're in the dry tropics area, which apparently is mostly cacti. Okay, I'm back
There's
outside.
a smell of burning.
Oh, shit. Oh, there's a big-ass bonfire over here. Wait, is that the old handle?
A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handles,
Likely wouldn't smell it either.
and that of the fireplace are made of the same material.
I'm sorry, I get itchy eyes again. A gas mask?
A protective mask.
You what?
Someone set it alight,
Singed.
but it did not burn.
Well, it's a gas mask, isn't it? I don't think it's supposed to.
A broom handle was half burned.
It's me burning Harry Potter memorabilia.
The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
Now I've got House of the Rising Sun stuck in my head. I even like that song that much. Picture frame.
The remains of a picture frame.
My neighbours be quiet, honestly. What's that? Broken pot.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
That looks like a Japanese thing. Looks like Japanese artwork. These are nice plants. You know, we used to have a grass roller, and the reason it sat in our garden so long is because nobody could fucking lift it to get rid of it. It took like 2 guys and a lot of effort to try and move that thing. It was huge, and it weighed a metric fuck ton. I'm stuck. I don't know why it's screen tearing so much. Like, the game is lagging something rotten, and it doesn't usually lag. I don't really know what's going on here. Right. Full on Dora the Explorer mode. We've got a map. So we've got the director's office.
Director's office. Cloakroom.
Cloakroom and laboratory. The Palm House.
Palm House.
The Water Lily Greenhouse.
Water Lily Greenhouse. Colonial Collection.
The nursery.
Nursery.
The Seed
Seed
House.
House.
Ventilation
Ventilation
system. You are here at the start of a moment, at the edge of the world, where the river meets
Dry
the sea.
tropics.
Sorry. Guess what my next history versus the musical versus the true history of is going to be. On an island in between there and here.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. A ventilation system.
Object of interest, okay. So it's not relevant yet, but it will be later, I think is what that means. Oh my god, be quiet. I'm such an old person. Like, I'm such a grumpy old person. Okay, I can't go into that. That pond looks really nice, and I think it has fish, so that's nice. I bet it's koi carp. It's always... The fuck was that? It's always koi carp.
Seed House.
I'm really confused. This location is so large. Get out of the way, Watson. Lord above. And I don't want to miss clues. Okay, there's nothing to look at here. Okay, we've looked at the map. Watson, can you not stand right behind me? Like, you know, chill.
Locked.
Ooh, drama. Is it locked on the other side too?
Locked.
Yep. Why is it lagging? Really annoying. It's giving me motion sickness. I mean, that's not hard. Everything gives me motion sickness. Right. So these are locked. So they're probably locked, like, so that we, you know, do the game in order. So it wants me to go to a specific place, I assume. Okay, we're back outside, and there's a person here. What's that over there?
Locked.
Yep. Reminds me of Harry Potter. Remember the original Harry Potter game that had those, like, massive oversized padlocks so you knew that you couldn't go into the room? Right. Sigmund, let's have a talk.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
Would you unlock
That's all I
the
had to say.
doors?
Unexpected.
Do you expect to find the stolen plants there? I am sorry, but those rooms are private.
Well, then we'll just have to break in, won't we? Myopic, inexpensive glasses. Can I remember what myopia is? Like what condition it is? Dirty collar. He's calling you a manky bastard, I hope you know that. Unmarried. Gardener's hands.
Thank you, Mr.
Gardener's
Hamish. We shall
hands are
continue our
lined with
investigation.
dirt. From long days in the field. Shop laws. Director's office. Yeah, those are unsurprisingly locked. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. Look at this. Oh my. We go. Aha! Right, we must be in the right place now. Ah, this kid's back. Sir. I'm sorry that your dad died, yeah, like, obviously I'm gonna be sad about that, yeah, but, like, the thing is, Albert, is that no one can force me to be your friend, and I don't want to be friends with you, alright?
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. For I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
Right, let's investigate. He looks much cleaner than that other guy. Red eyes, wept recently, consumed by grief. Poor kid. Shaving cut. Honestly, the fact that they made him come back to work 2 days after his dad died, like, get fucked. Did he say 2 days, or was it 2 weeks? I feel like it was 2 days, but I could be wrong. Point is, kid's having a shit time. He should be on computer.
And we shall see you again soon.
Right. What's that? The Times. Oops, that wasn't the button I meant to press. Task list. Sweep out the palm house, the workshop of a large glass house, scrub the toilets, wash the gloves and overalls, clean the storage shed tools. Note, you are only allowed to read the newspaper during your lunch break. Martin Hamish.
A task list for Albert, compiled by Martin Hamish. Sweep out the palm house, scrub the toilets, clean the storage shed tools.
Okay, so we're in the palm house now. Oh, this is nice. I'll need to go to Kew Gardens at some point.
According to this, they have light and more.
Okay, yeah, I heard you the first time. Oops. You know what this reminds me of though? You know how the botanical bit in Arkham Asylum, like the big greenhouse bit, it reminds me of that, and that's giving me bad vibes. Is this gonna say the same?
According to this.
Yeah. Like, I know by that logic I should just be afraid of every, Is there still something to see here? Oh. I completely missed this.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down
Okay, there we
from
go.
the shelves and was misplaced. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Okay, he wants me to do an imagination thing. I mean, surely that's the only way that those events could play out.
Reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
Okay, is this the Colonial Collection Room?
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
Malacca. Australia.
Very strange. Half of the colonial collection is absent.
We probably shouldn't have any of them anyway. We've probably been fucking stealing shit again.
Ventilation system.
You know, just classic Britain, just stealing artifacts from other countries, like the arseholes that we are.
These windows were perfectly cleaned. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. The smell is strong. It is a detergent. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
Probably because it was covered in blood. If only we had, luminol. Perhaps it was intended to conceal certain evidence. Dunn was trapped. He was trapped in the Colonial Collection and we forced the door and died in the water-like greenhouse. Perform an autopsy. Perform an autopsy on Montague Dunn. Death is suspicious. Why did he force the door of the Colonial Collection Room? Why had someone cleaned and emptied the room? Was it a trap or a simple accident? I mean, I suppose if you had the place open to the public, then you would want to clean up all the blood, but that's still suspicious. That's still hella dodge. Right. So we've got some stuff we need to do. And I think all of it we need to go back to Baker Street. Do we need to go to Scotland Yard for anything? Oh wait, we need to go to Scotland Yard to do the autopsy, won't we? But we've got some stuff to do in Baker Street, so we'll do that first. Right, I want to read the thingies. Right, so Sigmund Freud. Martin Hamish is unmarried. His hands and nails resemble those of a gardener. They are dirty and swollen. He is short-sighted, wearing bifocals to correct his vision. He is very plain. He works hard to the point of neglecting his appearance, and it is sadly unlikely that he has any female companion. He lives alone. Look, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Maybe he just prefers his own company. Or maybe he's gay, like, be nice. Albert Dunn is nervous and anxious young man, clearly evident by his bitten fingernails. He uses a quantity of detergent with which to clean his hands, which is a poor decision seeing that he handles plants and soil. His eyes are red and he's been weeping recently. His age tells us that he's still at university. He is good looking, unmarried, and probably still lives with his mother. Stop being judgmental! It's like he's unmarried and lives with his mother. Like, chill out. Chill out. Right, okay, we're going back to Baker Street. Watson just sitting preparing his Just Eat order on his notepad there. Okay, the archives. Oh, crikey. Right, we'll look up the rare plants. So we'll find those in... I want to read all of these things, honestly.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
What is it then? Oh wait, the encyclopedias. I forgot about those. Right, I was gonna say, I'm sure there was a botany thing. These plants have a certain toxicity in common, more or less variable. D. Dionia carnivorous, Carlina inebriar, Florum diabolica, Prunus serotina, Chromoleana odorata, Helium forest, Typhus, Biblis, Genlycia violacea, Darlingtonia, Cracocacephalotus. Only the first three can be dangerous to humans, particularly Florum diabolica, but only under very specific conditions. The plant should react to a process of aggression against which it will issue deadly spores.
Here it is.
Okie dokie. My grey masters. Okay. Right. Search the symbol. Right, that'll be in the marks and symbols one. No. Go back. Go back. Fucking hell. Right, marks and symbols. Is this in here?
That is not...
No?
That...
Oh, wait. The glyph means divine, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't read that. The Divine Scholastic Syndicate for Vegetation Veneration. The members of this syndicate worship Trewan, the God King. They strive to obtain spiritual peace and release themselves in the material world, so generous donations are appreciated.
Here it is.
Fair enough.
The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
The pots did not belong there. Seymour's Garden. Garden equipment and supplies. We are a premium supplier for all your landscaping, gardening and timber requirements. Full range supply and delivery of sand, soils, mulches, pots and anything else you may need. 3 Blorton Road, London.
Here it is.
Okay. What? Are you staring at that woman across the street?
Someone should take Toby for a walk. Have you found something interesting?
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
Right. Scotland Yard next. To do a love autopsy. They could operate all day long and never figure out what went wrong. Love autopsy. Love autopsy. Oh.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
That is why we're here, Watson. I feel like Watson comes across as a complete idiot in this game, but I don't know if I'm just reading it wrong, but that's the way it seems. Have we got any evidence to investigate? Oh, what's that? Oh, Dunn's belongings. Here we go. A letter. To F. Wayne, director of Wayne & Sons Printing Company. My friend, your posters for the Great Exhibition at Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but it is surely unnecessary to mention all of the staff. My name alone will be sufficient. Montague Dunn. Well, that's a bit shitty. Bugger off.
A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
Club card. He shops at Tesco, okay. Why can I not flip it round? Oh, there we go.
A membership card for the London Crest Club.
No idea what that is.
This watch is of great value.
I love pocket watches. I really would like that pocket watch. I would very much like to steal that pocket watch.
Locked.
Lestrade's on today. Righto. Down into the morgue we go.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination. There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination, so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
It looks like he's got decent pec muscles, though.
Nothing suspicious here. No redness, stings, or bruises. There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse.
That's a significant mustache and eyebrows he's got.
The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
He ate the plants.
Now, let us examine the internal organs.
Oh, lovely. Let's. Oh, lovely. Just pick it up, will we?
It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction. The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs. The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs. The heart tissue shows...
Okay.
The lungs are congested and edematous.
I don't know what that means. Oh, crikey.
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
Toxins. See? It is. It's poison ivy. She's back. Told you this was Arkham Asylum.
The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs. There is a small amount of content.
Is it pineapple?
He breakfasted lightly, only a short while
Bad joke.
before his death. My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
we should inform Lestrade?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No, a few
No.
questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is
It's time to
necessary.
bust open those
We
doors.
should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Sherlock's like, ha, maybe. That light is right in my peripheral. Right, find Montague Dunn's killer. So we are sure that he was killed this time. Dunn was poisoned. After being trapped in the Colonial Collection room with the killer, Montague Dunn was affected by inhaling a virulent vegetal poison. Alright, so what are we off to do now? Inspect Kew Gardens staff buildings, find the plant that was used to kill Mr. Dunn. Loading times in this case are way longer, or they feel longer. Okay, can we get in here now?
Locked.
No.
Locked.
But you said you wanted me to go into the staff buildings.
locked.
I need to talk to Sigmund again. Oh, crikey. That's a lot of stuff I need to talk to him about. Okay.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
People are in dire need of...
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
What kind of lifestyle, sir?
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say? He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That and...
And...
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before, and now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh, yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Okay. Sorry, I was looking away at my phone, but I was listening to what you were saying. Okay. So what have we got to do now? Oh, we want to go and find Albert so that we can get into the other rooms, eh? Here he is. Oh, God, everyone's got so much to say.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens, and I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens.
Gasp.
My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee.
Oh, shit.
In fact,
The drama.
logically at all, should be me who takes over the...
Do you have a relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. Be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No.
Sounds like a
I can't say that I
game.
have.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
That's fine, we'll just keep the door on. That
Thank
sun
you,
is
young man. We shall
right
see
in
you
my
again
eyes.
soon.
Right. He has some deductions. Theft and murder. The killers may be those who stole the exotic plants, including the deadly species from the exhibition at Kew Gardens. Although at the moment we really know that, but we don't have a huge amount of evidence towards anything. Okay, we do. There wasn't really a huge amount to see. But we can go other places now. Okay, we're back. It's the tropics room. I'm so lost. Right. Yeah, these doors out here were locked. Ooh.
Look, Holmes, this charming lady must be Miss White. She's entering the seed house.
Then so shall we, Watson. So shall we.
Open.
Open sesame. Oh, hen.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you, too. But...
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honoured to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Oh my good god. Right, okay. Let's inspect her first. She's wearing a, what do you call them? A cameo. But apparently that's not important. Ooh, her hands are all red. Past malnutrition? I just figured she'd been touching like poison ivy or something. I'm pretty sure that says unmarried, so it should be somewhere around her hands then. There we are. Okay.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious. From here, we are unable to see the interior of the colonial collection room. These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants. Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. This place serves as Albert's office.
What should we do next, Holmes?
I think we should go and get coffee next. This place surely has a cafe, right? Okay, what do we have now? So we need to find a use for the keys and find a use for the marble that we found. And we've got Miss Margaret White is a beautiful young lady who appears moderately wealthy. Nevertheless, her hands can be seen to be marked by tiny brown dots. These were caused by pellagra, a condition that emerges after a prolonged period of malnutrition. They reveal that her childhood was a poor and unhappy one. However, the signs of wealth that we see now clearly indicate a significant change in her life. Well, she's at uni. I imagine that wasn't cheap back then. I mean, it's not cheap now, but... Okie dokie.
The seeds of plant species are stored here.
Okay, doesn't really seem to be anything in here. Oh. Is that where the marble came from, do you think?
It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
Oh wait, is that it there?
I am curious if the marble that we found will fit this place. Here it is. The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common.
Alright. What does that mean then? Okay, so we want to ask someone about that. Watson. 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 Oh my god, Watson, come here. God, it's like Lydia and Skyrim all over again. Where are we now?
A thesis written by Martin Hamish. A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office. This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing, but it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens.
1895, the University of Oxford Botanic Garden. This unique exhibition aims to educate the public about the development of expertise in horticulture and botanical arts. Examples of transplants, adaptations, and in hostile lands, organised by Martin Hamish.
This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition. We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
I don't know why that's relevant yet.
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
Okay, where are we now? Okay, that door's fine. We can get in out there. Well, yeah, we can. Okay.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Shut up, John.
A phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Edison standard phonograph.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants to respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
Evidence required.
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
Cambridge.
A botany book.
Repeat year.
This book belongs to Albert.
So did he fail? And he had to reset?
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Oh, good lord. Right, I imagine I want that there. Maybe I don't. God, I'm so confused. Right, no, that's got to be right. That's got to be right. But then that's not right. Oh, they slide. Oh, well, that changes everything, doesn't it? Shit, how do you make them slide? Ah, right, okay. Oh, I hate these. Oh wait, maybe that isn't right. Hold on, because that doesn't match up with. There. Wait, there. And that one there also moves. There we go. Jesus Christ.
Open.
Right, I wasn't actually finished in this room, but... There's the gas masks.
Masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals.
And there's one missing,
It
because we
appears
found it
as
in the
though
fire.
protective equipment is missing from here. Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Yes, we already discovered this, Watson. Keep up. My goodness. We literally researched them in the archive thingy. Okay. Oh.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
Why not? Shits and giggles,
Drops
eh?
of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance were... The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint...
We need Toby!
We need a good nose.
We need to go get Toby! Yay! Fetch Toby! Right, here we go. Right, here's Albert's.
Albert's locker.
So the boy loves boats.
Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea. A rejection letter from the
Oh
British
no,
Royal
poor kid.
Naval College.
Sir, it's my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we were unable to invite you into the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed his intention to entrust to you the directorship of the Royal Botanical Gardens in Kew, and it is clear that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Please accept our best wishes for your future at Kew Gardens. Yours faithfully, J.M. Lemmarchand, Director of the Royal Navy Training Centre. So his dad stopped him from going into the Navy because he wanted him to run the Botanic Garden. But thing be, Sigmund Freud isn't letting him run the Botanic Garden because he thinks it should be him. Oh.
A picture of Miss White and Albert in front of the University of London.
And they seem to get along.
They having a wee fling?
Martin Hamish's locker.
Look at this photograph.
Father and I, Kew Gardens. A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens oblige me to renew my application for the management position. As I have stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Jum was alive, I understood your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and I was happy to comply. But now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decision as a matter of urgency, so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead and free my mind from this uncertainty. Alright then. Chill.
Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting.
Who knew there would be so much drama at a botanic garden?
Miss White's locker.
That's very fancy. For someone who grew up poor.
These jewels must be worth a small fortune. Apparently, Miss White is a capable
5th year. Master's degree.
A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
Dear Mother and Father, I am writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage in the long term. I know that we've had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money? Margaret. Oh, another letter. Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at the present time. Please let me reassure you that I could not permit you to retain remain in such a dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honour if you might accept my help. Oh.
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
Another letter. Margaret, we were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all of these years that have passed since you left and without any thought of us? You have never shared with us any detail of your success at university, but you choose to do so now? We suppose you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yet we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first, as we at home have always done, and none of us ever compromise their reputation, as it appears you have already with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed. Your parents. Oofed. Harsh. Okay, so what we got now? So we've got some dialogue thingies, more places to open up, and yeah, some more dialogue thingies. Okie dokie, and we've got some more deductions to make. Dead plants stolen. No? No? I think we've already done that one, to be honest. No? I was wondering if that might be like... No? Okay, I've got no idea then. I'll deal with that later. Right. Is there anything else to look at? I mean, it still said find a use, so I'm thinking there's still rooms we haven't opened. But I'm not sure what ones. Oh wait, there's a map. Hold on. Okay, so... we've been on there. The reserve. What's the reserve? We've been in there, been in there. I think we've been in all the buildings. What's the reserve? Is that just this bit in here? I guess so. Oh, Watson. Oh my god, Watson. Right, you know what? Actually, no, because I should talk to people. Actually, no, you know what? We're going to go back to Baker Street and get Toby, because I want to see Toby. And then we'll come back and talk. Especially because that'll get Watson out of my fucking road. I feel like I'm really far down. I don't know why. I must have just put the camera, like, the laptop screen too far back. Tobster.
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens. Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
Yay, look at Toby sitting in the car with us. Hello, Toby. He's so well behaved. Look at him just sitting nicely on the seat, not causing any trouble. What a good doggo. I love basset hounds. I would love a basset hound. Oh, look at him. He's so precious. Oh, I love him. Precious pupper. But I mean, adopt, don't shop, and I haven't seen a basset hound in the rescue home anytime recently, so no basset hound for me.
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance. Search, Toby. Search.
Let's go. Right, we should go and bite Sigmund over there. Toby goes so slow. I mean, I know basset hounds don't move quickly, but my god, he's going so slow. Oh, over here? Hidden place. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Is he digging a hole?
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
He did. He dug something up.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with
The gold.
flakes. A tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
To the bottom of every battle.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Hell yeah. These 5 words in my head say, are we having fun yet? Okay, let's go interrogate some people.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
What about the picture of your dad, though?
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
It's true, we really shouldn't have been in his
Was
cupboard.
indeed the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire.
Oh, so you were lying
He
through your
worked
teeth.
together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father, so it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently.
I had it in my head that this was the last case, and I just suddenly
Thank
was
you,
like,
Mr.
no wait, I
Hamish.
think this is
We
only the
shall
5th one.
continue our
And it's true, we have
investigation.
another one after this. Okay, so... He sounded like he was talking complete pish there. Hamish's motive. Martin Hamish had a motive. He believed that he and his father's lives had been ruined by Dunn, who had taken the credit for all their work. Hamish wished to take over the directorship of Kew Gardens, but he knew that would not be possible with Dunn still alive. Okay. Did we find anything else out there? Aha, we have the analysis to do on this. Okay, so we want to go and talk to Albert about the Navy. In the Navy.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
Gosh.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
So is that his motive? That he was angry at his dad? I suppose is the idea here. Albert had a motive to kill his father and Montague Dunn. Dunn had thwarted Albert's dream of joining the Royal Navy. By killing his father, Albert could have his revenge and eventually succeed in his father's place as the director of Kew Gardens. True, but I feel like he looks so upset. Like, Holmes said that, like, he looks as if he's, like, wallowing in grief, so I don't think he did. Like, I don't think he killed his dad, because he seems too upset about it. Like, you can be at odds with someone and be angry at them and still be devastated when they die, and you can be at odds with someone and not want to murder them. Like, I feel like he was angry at his dad, and yeah, okay, if he killed his dad, he could get into the Royal Navy, but, like, I just don't think so. Like, I just don't think so. Right, should we go back to Baker Street and do an analysis on this? Shit. It says find a use for the keys, but I thought I'd been into every room. I mean, obviously I haven't, but I don't know what I've missed. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, I didn't go into the director's office, did I? Fuck's sake. I forgot. No, I went into the lab and went into the cloakroom. I didn't go into the director's office. Oh my god, oh my god. Right, we'll go back. I'll do my analysis and then we'll go back.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis.
Better not be like that one where you had to do them in the order. That was awful.
Found hidden at Kew Gardens. Let us use a pipette to take a sample of the liquid and fill a test tube.
I was just thinking this morning that I kind of regret not doing chemistry at school because I was so shit at physics. I did physics because I find physics far more interesting than chemistry, but I feel like chemistry overall probably would have been more fun because you get to do like experiments, whereas in physics it was just a lot of doing fucking sums. A lot of like velocity times by height times by the force. It was awful. It was awful.
A colourless, water-based liquid.
Vodka.
Quite a strong floral aroma.
Fruity vodka.
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
Bitter fruity vodka.
It's poisonous.
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
I was like, it's fine if I die, there's a doctor.
It is some kind of organic compound.
What's that picture on the wall where they be dancing men? What the hell is that? One time they had to evacuate our chemistry department and the computing department because it was next to it. Because someone had accidentally mixed the wrong things together in chemistry and like unleashed a poisonous gas throughout the floor. So that was a fun day.
Small colourless crystals. Colourless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I need to take a pipette and... Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
Okay. go back and open that room that I ignored. Yeah, like, it always just baffles me though, like, chemistry, obviously, like, if you mix the wrong things, you can create, like, an actual, like, toxic thing, you can create, like, a poison. And that's what happened this day, is that, like, they accidentally created a poisonous gas, and it was, like, we're gonna have to evacuate the department until it, like, clears in the air. But, like, between chemistry, having kids just running around with, like, chemicals, having... I mean, when they built our new school, because our school got knocked down and rebuilt, like, they built a new building, but our original building that I was in was from the 60s, and it had, like, gas cookers, and I'm like, again, you know, one time someone did leave the gas on, and our teacher went scriptal, because she was like, you know, if you'd lit that, it would have blown the school up, and it's like, yeah, you ever think of the fact that you're putting, like, gas cookers in the hands of, like, idiot 12-year-olds, like... Why is this acceptable? Why are we doing this? You're actually asking for, like, an incident here. Anywho, right. Champagne.
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste. French wine. A remarkable vintage. Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
New plant species. The Kew Gardens team are pleased to announce the successful production of a new variety of barley, one that retains a complete resistance to the cold. They've named it the Siberian barley. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the graft, will hold a press conference next Monday morning upon this very subject. Can they create one that doesn't have gluten in it? That would be more useful for me. Nice hat. My dearest Margaret, oh, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You're quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck. What the fuck? So he chucked her because she was, like, able to stand on her own 2 feet. What a dick. So that's her motive, is that he... chucked her. No? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's gotta be her motive, but I suppose I'm gonna need something else to link that to.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
That's Thingby's dad, eh? Oh, for the love of God. Wonderful. Let's see what's in here. My dear friend, please allow me to express disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world and to save the most extraordinarily precious and rare species of plant. Our duty is to protect such species, and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purpose. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14th, 1889. So I must respectfully ask you once again to notarise the permissions on these plants on behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. P.S. See you in Boodles on Tuesday as always. Montague Dunn. Okay. Mr. Dunn, we must ask you for the last time for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them in prison. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie we need not elaborate that was reported in the press as the case of June 14th, 1889. What you've done is quite abhorrent. Be sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trusted you and regret having done so. The Divine Syndicate. What the fuck? What's going on here?
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
The debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunn, rental of a suite of rooms at Oxford Street, the educational scholarship at the London University, credits opened at Hamilton, Radkin House, Taylor's, and Beard & Son Luxury Jewellers. Alright. Oofed. Okay. There we go. Disagreement. Miss White and Mr. Dunn had a recent disagreement. Montague Dunn was planning to release Miss White from her possession at Kew Gardens. Anything else? White's situation. Margaret White's studies and social situation were completely dependent upon Montague Dunn's wealth. Okay. So we can search the archives for the Divine Syndicate thing from the case of 18.
Just be careful with the plants during your inspection.
Okay, so we want to go... Actually, this is probably a good time to stop, wouldn't it? Okay, because we've been going for half an hour and a half even. Look at his hair, why is it going red in the sunlight? That's so funny. It's turned into a wee Archie Andrews over here. Yeah, we'll pause now and we'll come back next time for the next part. So, once again, thank you for watching. Glad I've got the thing working again. And I'll see you next time.